Hello students, welcome back to the video lecture series of Database Management System. Today we are going to start unit 3rd of Database Management System. So the first video lecture on this is functional dependencies in database. So this is the content. We will discuss what is the need of functional dependencies, what is functional dependencies. We will discuss various types of functional dependencies, inference rules for this functional dependency. We will also discuss how to calculate the closure of functional dependency, which is very important for us to understand how to find candidate keys in the relation. So let's start with the first topic. What is the need of functional dependencies? Functional dependency determines the relation of one attribute to the another attribute in the database management system. So basically functional dependencies are used to determine the relation of two or more attributes. Functional dependencies are used in the design of relational database to help to eliminate the redundancy present in the database, and basically functional dependencies works as a tool for it. Functional dependency help you to maintain the quality of data in the database. It also plays a very important role to determine whether database is of good design or bad design. So what is basically functional dependency? It is the relation between two or more attributes. In a formal way, we can say this like, for any relation R, attribute Y is functionally dependent on attribute X if for every valid instance of X, that value of X uniquely determine the value of Y. So in any relation, if I want to determine the value of Y with the help of some other attribute X, then that X should be able to determine each and every value of Y with the help of each and every instance of value of X. Okay, so this can be represented like X tends to Y. Here you can see X tends to Y. This left side is known as determinant, and this right side of the functional dependency is known as dependent. That means Y is dependent on X, or we can say X is determining the value of Y. So the other ways you can pronounce is it like, if I say X tends to Y, that means X determines Y, or X functionally determines Y, or Y is functionally dependent on X, or you can say for a given value of X we can functionally determine the value of Y. That means if you know the value of X, you can find out the value of Y from the database. So next is X and Y can be the set of attribute. It is not the case that X and Y are the single attribute. It may be possible sometimes that X and Y are set of attribute. As you can see here, we are having two example. Here X and Y both are determining the value of Y, and here X is determining the value of one or more attribute, which is X, Z and Y. So let's take this example. This is a relation where some attributes are like employee number, employee name, salary and city of the employee. Here you can see some tuples related to them. So here the employee number can determine the employee name, salary and the city of the employee. That means with this functional dependency, I am saying that employee number is able to find out what is the name of the employee, what is the salary and what is the city of that employee. That means if you know the employee number, you can determine the value of name of that employee, salary of the employee and the city of the employee. So this is one of the functional dependency exist in this relation. The other functional dependency can be like, with the help of employee name, if I know the name of the employee, then I can find out what is the city of that particular employee. So let's discuss the rule for functional dependency, which is very important to find out. So functional dependency requires that the value for a certain set of attribute determines uniquely the value of another set of attribute. That means if there is a relation between one set of attribute and the another set of attribute, then that particular set of attribute which is on the left side should be able to determine the value of the another attribute in the functional dependency. So let's consider this. Here we are seeing a relation. In this relation we are having two attributes. The first attribute is alpha and the other attribute is beta. Let us consider two tuples. The first tuple is which is having the value of alpha is a and the value of beta is 1, and the second tuple which is having value of alpha is b and the value of beta for that is 2. So the most important question here is, if I know the value of alpha, can I determine the value of beta? So let us consider in a formal language, like we are having a relation schema capital R, and I am saying this at particular attribute alpha is the subset of this schema, and the beta, the other attribute, is also the subset of this schema. So here exists a dependency which says alpha tends to beta. That means beta is functionally dependent on alpha. That also means if I know the value of alpha, I can determine the value of beta. So this only holds on the relation schema R if and only if for any legal relation small r, whenever any two tuples T1 or T2 on R agree on the attribute alpha, they also agree on the attribute beta. That means if two tuples are having similar value for alpha, then they always give the similar value for beta, which you can consider with this example. Like if I am having two tuples T1 and T2, then if I am having some value alpha, if I am having some value for alpha for T1 and that value is equal to the alpha value for tuple T2, if both the values for alpha for both the tuple is same, that means that will drive that the beta value for both the tuples should also be same. That means let's have this example. If I say here the value of alpha is a, okay, in both the tuple the value of alpha is a, then in beta the value of beta in both the tuples should also be same. So this is one of the very important condition we need to discuss. And why I am saying that? Because let's see here, for the tuple T1, if I am having value of alpha is a, and for the tuple T2 I am having value of alpha is also a. If I say you give me the value of beta for the value of alpha where alpha is equal to a, then you will be confused whether you should give 1 as a beta value or 2 as a beta value. So this type of functional dependency where for the different instance of alpha which are same, which are having same value, the instance of beta value should also be same. Only in that case the functional dependency will be valid, otherwise it will not be valid. So in this case we can see the functional dependency doesn't hold, because for the similar values of alpha for these two tuple we are not getting the similar values of beta. But as we can say, the beta is having value as 1 and the here the beta is having value of 2. If I say beta determines alpha, in that case if I say find out the value of alpha if the value of beta is 1, can you find out that? Yes, you will say for the beta value 1, the value of alpha is a. That means the functional dependency alpha is determining beta doesn't hold. But if I say beta determines alpha holds or not, then it definitely holds. See the let's see the second example here. The tuple is having value for alpha is a and the second tuple is having value for alpha is b, and the result for beta is 1 for the both. So here if I say find out the value of beta if the value of alpha is a, so here you will definitely answer the value of beta is 1 in the case where value of alpha is a. So that in that case the alpha tends to beta is dependency which holds very true. So this is the previous example where we were saying that if the value of alpha is same, then the value of beta should be same. So alpha tends to beta doesn't hold true over there. But if I say beta tends to alpha holds or not, so for the different value of beta we can find out the value of alpha over there. So you see, if I am having similar value of alpha, then we need to get the similar value of beta for those similar value of alpha. But if I am having different values of alpha, then we can get the similar value of beta. That is not an issue. Okay, so how can we find out the functional dependencies for the relation? So this is one of the relation which is the student relation. In this student relation we are having some attribute like student number, student name, phone number, student state, country, and student age. So what type of functional dependencies can exist over there? So here we are seeing that student number is unique for this particular relation. So here some dependencies are very clear that student number is able to determine the student name, student number is able to determine student phone number, student number is able to determine the student state, student number is able to determine the country of the student, as well as the student number is able to determine the student age. As you are the student and roll number is given to uniquely identify different student, in the same way here the student number is able to uniquely identify every student, so we can get the data of the student with the student number. The other functional dependency which can hold true for this relation is, as we can see here, if I know the state of the student, I can find out the country of the student. So the other functional dependency is, if you know the state of the student, the state is functionally determine the country of the student. Next functional dependencies can be the student course, and the student course number will can determine the course name. That means if you know the course student course, and if you know the course number of the student as well, then you can find out what is the name of the course for that particular student. So here are some types of functional dependencies, like fully functional dependency, partial functional dependency, transitive functional dependency, trivial functional dependencies, and non-trivial functional dependency. So let's discuss them. So let's discuss it with the help of an example. Here we can see a relation. The relation is report relation. In this relation we are having some attributes like student number, course number, student name, course name, marks, and the grade of the student. Here the primary key for this relation is being considered as composite key, which is the collection of student number and course number. So this is the description of these attributes. So from the previous example, we know that the student number and the course number can uniquely identify the marks of the student. In the same way, course number can uniquely identify the course name. In the same way, the marks of the student, with the help of marks of the student, we can easily get the grade of the student. So what is full functional dependency? A functional dependency P determining Q is a fully functional dependency if the removal of an attribute from the P dependency does not hold anymore. That means if P is determining Q, then if P is the composite set collection of attribute, then if you are removing one or more attribute from the P, then after removal of those attributes, P will not be able to search the value of Q uniquely. So this type of functional dependencies are known as full functional dependency. Let's move forward for the example. So here from the previous example, here we can see the student number and the course number in a group can uniquely identify the other attribute, which is the marks attribute. Or if you are saying like course number alone can identify the marks only, so that doesn't hold in the case of full functional dependency. Okay, so here student number and course number in a composite manner is able to identify the marks. So no subset of this composite key is able to identify marks in this relation. Next one is partial functional dependency. If a non-prime attribute or a non-key attribute of the relation is dependent on only a part of the candidate key. Please consider this only a part of candidate key. That's why it is a partial. Okay, only a part of candidate key, then such dependency is defined as partial dependency. So we are considering here the relation R having attribute A, B, C, D, E, where this functional dependency hold, which is AB is able to identify CDE, that is AB tends to CDE is a valid functional dependency over there. And as we know, what is candidate key? Set of attribute which can uniquely identify all the attribute in the relation. So here this attribute set AB is able to uniquely identify all the attribute of the relation. So this is the candidate key. We will further discuss how to identify candidate keys, how to work with them. So we are having these dependencies like we are having AB is able to identify CDE attributes. So here if I say only A is also able to identify C, and only A is also able to identify D, and only A is also able to identify E. If one of these functional dependency holds, so these type of functional dependencies are known as partial functional dependencies. So let's take an example here. We can see course name is not fully functionally dependent on student number and course number, because only course number is alone able to identify course name. So that means the part of this candidate key, which is the course number, is able to identify this non-key attribute, which is the course name. So this is the example of partial functional dependency. Next one is transitive functional dependency. This is very similar as we have already studied in mathematics. Like if we are having attribute like if x is determining y and y is determining z, then x will also able to determine z. So a functional dependency is called the transitive functional dependency if non-key attribute transitively dependent on the key attribute. So this is one of the example of transitive functional dependency. So here we can see if the student and course id, which is the candidate key, and these key attributes are able to identify marks, and if the marks is able to identify the grades, that means directly the this particular candidate key or the composite key will be able to identify the grades. So if x is able to determine y and y is able to determine z, then this x is definitely able to determine z. These types of dependencies are known as transitive functional dependencies. Trivial functional dependencies. A trivial functional dependency is the one which will always hold in a relation. So this is very implicit. Like if I say x tends to y, that means x is able to determine y will always hold if y is the subset of x. Like let's take an example. If I say employee id and employee name is able to determine employee id, so this is very trivial. That means very implicit, very much known, that if I am if I am giving someone the employee id and employee name, then definitely that one is able to reply me with the employee id. So this is very implicit, so that is very common. So these type of functional dependencies are known as trivial functional dependencies. The one of the functional dependencies, like if I know the customer name, then I can reply with the customer name. There is nothing new, which is very much known. So this type of functional dependencies are very much clear. So let's move to non-trivial functional dependencies. Non-trivial functional dependencies are those functional dependencies where we got to know something new. Like if a functional dependency is not trivial, that is y is not a subset of x, then those functional dependencies are non-trivial functional dependencies. The other type can be a completely non-trivial functional dependencies, where if I take the intersection of x and y, then that comes out as null. That means there is nothing common. Then I get to know everything new. So these type of functional dependencies are known as non-trivial functional dependencies.